All right, so obviously we talked a lot about pictures. I think regardless of Facebook or Instagram, pictures are still vitally important. They show a lot, they do a lot without saying a lot. But video is obviously where you're going to build credibility, authority, trust, and show a lot of social proof. So naturally, this is strictly kind of for Instagram, but I'm going to do it. This applies to Facebook, and then we can talk separately about YouTube. So Instagram profile vids. These are 1 minute. These should be, in my opinion, teaching your craft or expertise, talking head, and if you can make the talking head videos more entertaining, like I'll show you right now, that is ideal. And these should be, I mean, I'm trying to do one every single day, so obviously there's a trade-off of quality versus quantity on that aspect. So, but if you mixed in one hero shot and one profile video and then 5 other pictures, you can do that as you get better and better at this. They should all, in my opinion, have these black bars. They seem to be working really well still. And this, so like going back to the video, the Nike ad, or actually the Elon Musk was a good one. I look for, and this is how I'm able to make these, I follow a lot of YouTubers that talk about current events and news, and I look for whatever they're talking about, because 9 times out of 10 it's clickbait. And then I take one small section of their video that makes a point, and then I reference that point in my video, as per this one. Yo, what's up guys, Ryan here. So I was watching this interview on YouTube with Joe Rogan and Elon Musk. Everybody's been talking about it, but Elon Musk said this one thing.
But images are also, they're a way of communicating at high bandwidth. Take pictures and you send pictures to people. That communicates far more information than you can communicate with your phone.
What that means, and it should mean to you, is that you should be putting a lot of emphasis on what you are posting on Instagram. I talk about it all the time, talk about better than average content. Put up good pictures, put some thought into your pictures. Be creative with your pictures, and most of all, post pictures every day, because they are sending out a lot of things subconsciously that most people don't even realize. And if you start thinking about what you're posting, you start hitting psychological biases, you can build a lot of influence just by the pictures. And then if you add in the long captions, like I always say, it's a recipe for success, especially on Instagram, and making money from it. That's it. Peace. I mean, anybody in here can do that. And if I wanted to make it even more engaging, I could have cut out all the dead spots, but I don't really think you need to when they're 1 minute. Right. And it's engaging, and I always try to put that clip at the beginning, whatever it may be. And it could be a picture too. I could just be referencing a picture. I did it as well so in that video I mentioned long ass captions. Next video was this one. Yo, what's up guys, Ryan here. So I wanted to touch on this. I was watching this clip by Gary Vee in an interview he did, and he was talking about captions. This is the clip I saw right here.
No grammar skills, like I write my copy, and as you can see, like I kind of, at my best, I go there. I like write shit. I think it matters.
Now, what are you saying is something I've been saying for a long time, and I don't think a lot of people get, is the longer you write, the more you write in your captions on your Instagram pictures and your videos, the more people are going to read, the more you're going to influence them, the more they're going to be adapt to buy from you or follow you or continually read your posts. This is huge for engagement. And a lot of people like to argue to say the short captions make more witty, get more likes and more comments. But in the end, it's about making money and getting people to continue to follow you or get them to take action on what you want them to do. So if you want to influence people and get them to buy from you or do anything, you need to write long, meaningful, value-providing captions as per like the same day Gary Vee just said. That shit fucking matters. Peace.
How do you get Photoshop pictures like that?
Oh, the thumbnails. I'm actually Photoshop them. I'll talk about that at the end of this. Just don't forget that. I'll show you guys how I did.
Jacket you're wearing, the red and the black. That's
Tommy Hilfiger, my favorite designer apparently. So yeah, do you guys? I use ScreenFlow to record the screen of the clip that I want.
I chop it down. I speak the video, and what I do is I'm like, so I was watching this video the other day of Elon Musk smoking a joint, talking about love. This is the clip. Anyways, in that video, Elon was talking about how he thinks that most people hate themselves, and society's fucked, and we're gonna do this, and we're all gonna be aliens before we know it. It's kind of cool. But I pause, as if they're watching it, and then I just continue.
You shoot that all in one cut?
All in one cut, and then I insert the clip. And I've gotten very good at it that I end at like 50 seconds. Like, and I try not to make the clip longer than like 10, 15 seconds. Because if you go longer than that, you're gonna have to start cutting shit out or keep refilming it. And I will usually probably film 2 or 3 versions. And most of the time I use the first one. It always ends up seeming to be the best. But now what that does is you're bleeding, when you can find, it's validating points, it's social proof. You're finding people that are credible, and you're adding to their credibility, plus you're using their credibility to validate a point that you've been saying. And so people that are actually following you, they know it's true. And by using Gary Vee, Elon Musk, whatever is popular in the subject, like I'll go to YouTube right now, and Phil DeFranco is probably one of the best ones. Like, what's Phil DeFranco talking about? So, why people are freaking out on Kristen Bell, Australians' hidden needle problems. So here's one, like serious boycott. I don't know what that is, but I would probably look right there. Update, I could do one on Machine Gun Kelly. Like, and then you just find, so like, let's see what they.
So this is like your market research. You just
Yeah.
see what other dudes.
You beautiful bastards. Hope you've been a fantastic Wednesday. Welcome back to the Philip DeFranco Show, and let's just jump into it. The first thing we're going to talk about today is Philip DeFranco exposed. Not really, but it is actually something important that I do want to address.
So you can usually find what he's talking about. He's really good at that. But he's talking about serious. I don't know what he's talking about. This I wouldn't, this is
3 groups which would cause them to vote against the bill.
Need to find where it starts.
Appease Blackstone music choice by offering them compromises, but position came from SiriusXM, Music Choice, and Blackstone, which is a private equity firm that owns a royalty distribution company. Now, during the legislative process, lawmakers were able to appease Blackstone and Music Choice by offering them compromises, but satellite radio giant SiriusXM still disapproved. And in fact, in recent weeks, we've seen them continue to fight the bill through lobbying efforts and op-eds about the MMA. And while Sirius had several issues with the bill, their main issue was the Classics Act. That, as I mentioned...
So, let's talk about music modernization. I could find the clip here that shows like that article and then just say, I think all music should be for free, and artists should be smarter and learn how to market sales better to make more merch sales and get more people at their concerts to get more bond with their customers. And that's what I do to find that. And there's like fitness. I mean, fuck, you could go to town.
That's something
Like cryptocurrency and shit. Like you could go to town. Like dating coaches and vocal tonality, Jeff. You could just rip people apart that are fucking it up. Like. Fat. Yeah, that's how. Without that, I would not be able to keep up with a video a day. I haven't. I think because it's less than 10 seconds. I try to keep it. You just because you only have a minute, so they have to be short and punchy, and you want it to like one instantly actionable tip, just like the PDFs. Like with that one, I would just say. I think musicians should spend less time worrying about record labels and record deals and more time focusing on their fans and building an influence and engagement with their people.
Well, they're posting it on YouTube, so they're giving rights away.
Well, and also if you're finding videos about it, like it's not copyright, like his shit's not gonna get flagged. And he's referenced in the clip, so I'm just finding the best clip.
Yeah. You're like a news reporter.
Yeah. And the clip is so short. You want the clip to be short, and like the video is. I mean, if you go a minute, cool. It could be 40 seconds, 30 seconds, 50 seconds. But the point is like, and you don't want like I was doing my whole videos like swipe right and do this whole thing. It's like 1 minute videos will get shared. Nobody's gonna watch 10-part videos. So that's the mentality behind those. And it's teaching your craft. It shows you're an expert. You're using clickbaity shit, and you're gonna, a lot of the recency stuff that you're finding, the hashtags aren't going to be that populated. So hashtag SiriusXM boycott. Nobody's searching that, but when Phil makes a video or something pops off, you're gonna show up. More views lead to more profile views, which hopefully get you more followers. So that's, and like he's just a good place. There's a lot of news stations and people like him. Like H3H3 podcast usually is really up on current events. Like there's a ton of them. Like it could just be like your favorite vloggers, like, and you use their name and why Casey Neistat was wrong in today's video. Like you could, I mean, it literally is unlimited what you can do for content for that. And like I said, 1 minute nuggets, actionable content, or aha type stuff. And last about these, the last type would be energetic like hype videos. Like so, these are the types: the teaching, craft, talking head, 1 minute nuggets. These are kind of the similar, but it could just be a video that you're just sharing a really good thought, like a random talking video, and it's just a good thought. Like, don't not put those out there because they're not perfectly looking. Like at the end of the day, it's the content and the value, and that is a good video. And I've been mixing in more like regular. If you're doing a lot of professional looking videos, break it up with a few. Like I posted the video of Chandler and me on my back doing push-ups. Like I could have edited that. I could have put bars on it, like spend time with your daughter, but just the raw video because it shows human out. Like I'm a human. I'm a dad who posts a picture of his daughter on Instagram. Like so, that's just there. And then energetic videos. These are more good for lifestyle and social proof stuff. I haven't really done one of these in a while, but let's see. Yeah, I should probably do more of these. I haven't really posted too many of these. These are.
Is that JMax on there?
Yeah. Where's the? Like these are another style, like these are like walking videos.
Yo, what's up, guys? Ryan Magin here, back with another video. And
This is Savannah editing those.
Ways to be
but they're like, I'm walking towards the camera. They're really good for social proof and credibility. I'm not holding the camera. Like whereas the other ones, I'm, vlogging.
Better than average.
Yep, better than average. This was like a hype video, lifestyle, social proof. Like me, Danny, Ellie, and Chris went golfing.
Yeah.
So
I was going to ask more about music selection.
on profile video, here's the $1 million tip. Profile videos, you can't use anything copyrighted, unless you use ScreenFlow and you speed it up 5%. You're welcome.
ScreenFlow have an affiliate link now?
I have one on something, but it's not.
And speed up the music by 5%.
Speed up the music by 5. Do what? No, like when you speed up the music.
Then
No, I'm saying like if you didn't do anything, you would just have
Yeah, they would mute the audio. Yeah, you don't want that. And finding good royalty-free music is like the bane of my existence. So
She won't listen to me when I tell you to talk.
it's like,
My get around is to use other languages that are not English. So like Indian language or even Spanish.
oh yeah.
Yeah, instrumental algorithms can't catch it. So it's like they don't know if those songs are.
But I've that 5%, nobody knows, nobody can tell, and it's the same song. Or cover songs, like Savannah told me that one, like cover songs of others. Like, the key is you want popular music because people recognize popular music. Cover songs. It makes you relevant with popular music.
Just putting the name of the song or the artist in it.
It doesn't do anything. It'll still be dead.
Yeah, they'll still do it. It's an algorithm that catches just the music and flags it.
Takes off anything on it.
Yeah.
If you get a non-business account, you get a feature in your story post for music, and you can do like clips of music in segments, like 7 seconds, so many seconds. It'll put it together and you save it to your phone, or 30 seconds to read along, and you get the same song. It gives you all that music.
No.
Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
I pulled it up.
What is it like?
You get a separate account and just go into story post on another account, on a dummy account.
To see
No
to,
followers, and you just make a story there and save it to your phone, post it on your big account. That's what I'm doing.
for what's the reasoning behind that?
Make a story, and just add music to a picture or something. You
Oh, I mean, I could do that. I do that in ScreenFlow.
get the songs.
Oh, I just like, I mean, I just speed it. Yeah, I just speed it up in ScreenFlow. I mean, I'm never gonna. I mean, that's good.
But you can do screenplay in the video and put it on the story, and then just add the music to it.
Oh, okay, got you. With the new, guys, what Steve said is if you could, you can edit a video, and then because Instagram now has the music feature, you can add that in. But the good thing, the only bad part is like, it's in segments and it's.
It only lets you do it when you record it from the phone.
Wait,
You can upload your own video.
Guys, shh, shh, shh. When you, Steven brought up, because Instagram has the music feature where you can add music now, that you would just upload the story or picture without music and then add in Instagram's music. That I think that works in a pinch, but you're not going to have, the reason the videos are they're edited to the beats of the music, and you're not going to be able to time it right. Like, I wouldn't post that just because it wouldn't be perfect. Like, that's just me. But, I mean, that would work if you just want to post pictures and, like, clips with music. So, stories. Obviously, I'm very fond of Instagram stories. I think that these videos, and now, obviously, I'm partial to editing videos and putting them in your stories. Like, I mean, it's like the one thing I really got known for. But I also know that there's value in just showing shit that you're doing. I don't do enough of that. I'm so anal about my stories being so good that I forget to just show what the fuck's going on. And that's it. I'm trying to work through that, but it's like an addiction. These should be done to highlight lifestyle. Highlight lifestyle. Build trust. And social proof. Now, what I mean by that is, if you own a Bentley, you don't have to say you own a Bentley, but if you're driving one, and if you're driving one in more than one story for over a long period of time, you own a Bentley. But you're an asshole if you say you own a Bentley. I lightly edit everything is my term right now. Lightly edit everything. Whether that be a video I filmed and all I did was make the colors look better. I fuck with everything I put in my stories usually. I'm putting that up there, like, you guys don't have to do that. That's just like, it makes it stand out. The colors look better. Avoid, if you can, the basic, like, look at me stuff. Like, look at me talking, look at me, I'm like spinning around, that people always tend to do. Pictures of food, if you can, like, you know, avoid the look at me shit. And lately, you know, and if you're gonna do just basic talking head to the story, like Paul, you do this, like, it would probably, if you got a camera and also kind of blurred out the background behind you, that would make you stand out and pop more and make it different than everything else. You don't have to do that, but it just makes yours appear differently than everybody else's. Or you do black and white, you make the colors brighter. Like just little things like that will just make it, when somebody's swiping, it just pops out a little better. The Q&A posts. I don't know what it is about that new feature that says ask me anything. But when I do that, I get way more views than anything else. And one thing like that Savannah showed me was to post a picture of you with every response. Now, obviously that's hard if you guys don't have a stockpile of photos sitting around. So we've actually, like, used to be when we did photo shoots, I would only take like the best 15. Now I'm taking like the ones that didn't make it, in my opinion, and those are going to go into another folder, which is just for Q&A pics for stories. Yeah. But these things really do work, and they're easy too.
Get some crazy answers.
Yeah. Yeah, you get. But it's also too, and the best one that I found is just ask me anything. You'll get business, you'll get life, you'll get fitness, you'll get dick pics. Yeah, man.
Sorry, I didn't get this one. So you just basically post a story asking, hey guys, do you want
Well, you have there's a poll, there's an option in Instagram that says that's like a question, and you just put ask me anything with a higher quality pic of yourself, like kind of. Actually, I didn't save it on there. Like, you've seen a lot of people are using it. They're just getting they get a lot of engagement. They get a lot of people commenting, asking you questions. And like, even the ones that are weird as fuck, I try to answer. I think it's hilarious. And because it also shows humor. Like, but the key is, you know, you don't have to do this at first, but if you put a good picture and then you answer the question over top of the picture, so it's a picture of you looking cool answering the question. You know, most people don't have enough photos to do that often, you know, unless you have a lot of photos that you're taking. So like, but I would urge you to do that. Or just take a second and take a cool photo with your iPhone. Instead of just a black background, put something there. Yeah. Yeah, truck pictures, yeah. Yeah, you got a lot because you take a lot of pictures of the truck.
Do you think you're saying it's better to answer in text, not with video?
I personally I think it's funner and like, I see a better response rate if I answer in text on mine. I don't know why that is because I do a lot of video, and the text lets people like pause and read it, you know, so they can actually get into the information.
And they don't need the sound either.
No. And last but not least for stories, POV. Let people live your life. Stories are the place not to have the camera pointed at you, but have you pointing the camera at what you're doing. Yeah.
Wait, so you said before, what is it? Avoid look at me stuff. So if you look at me, you're
Look at me is like your friends, like they're like this, and they're kind of like they spin around, or they're like this is where I'm at, kind of. Like it would be more beneficial to just take a good photo of where you're at than like look at me where I'm at. Or typical boomerangs, the typical shit that you see every day in your feed. That's what I mean by like look at me stuff. You know, it's just doing difference. Like whatever you're seeing a lot of, do the opposite so yours stand out. Because again, it's like scrolling the feed. You want people to stop on your story. And that, let's see, that's it for stories. And last for video is YouTube videos. Yeah.
What about, the stories? Do you do a lot more videos or pictures in stories?
I really only do video. I recently started doing pictures when I started doing the Q&A posts. But I do feel like I should do more pictures. I feel like that's an area where I lack a lot because I'm so worried about how professional my stories look that I don't let regular shit slip through. When there are instances and moments I could be sharing that would build more trust, engagement, things, but I'm more worried about like what they're gonna think of my edited story than what I'm actually doing. So like I said, I'm trying to work on that to like post more regular stuff. Because I'm also, because then just so you guys know, the first story is gonna be the one with the most views.
Yeah.
without fail. So if you're selling something, trying to get people to do something or want something to happen, post in the first one. Yeah, man.
How about like they said, a lot of people do a lot of stories and just talking.
I mean, if you're providing value, it's just, but that's the easy way to do stories, in my opinion. He makes a lot of money from doing that. I just don't know. I worry more about long-term strategy and is that going to work to a year from now? Or are people just going to stop looking at you because they don't want to hear you talk anymore? Like, and I just don't treat the stories as like a place to teach and sell. I treat it as a way to entertain and learn more and live my life. That's what I think, you know. YouTube videos, which we're talking about, YouTube is like long form teaching. I'll upload probably presentations from this, like 10, 15, 20-minute clips. Long form vlogging, where it's just like you talking to your camera, living out your day. So like, let me write this down. Like long form shit. Because reason being is Instagram videos are getting a lot more traction. So, and your attention span can only go, and you can only work so hard and have so much time in a day. So I don't think anybody in this room, unless you have a team behind you, can really grow on YouTube as fast as you want to. But really, I can't even guarantee that you would grow at all if you did a badass fucking video edited every single fucking day. But on Instagram, if you do the hashtags, if you're actually doing this, you're showing up consistently, you can get traction. It's not as busy on Instagram still. And it's just not as hard. But that's not necessarily, so when you want to teach some shit and you want to show people that you know your content, that is the place for YouTube videos. And that is when you could take snippets, make 1-minute videos, and then, you know, put the link for the YouTube video in the bio, make a story, say go to link to my bio to watch the full 1-hour video of this. That's providing a lot of value, and the people that are going to go watch you talk for an hour will probably buy some shit from you. So that's where I think, and also podcasts would form under long form shit, you know, for you, like for, you know, but I think podcasts should get broken down into 1-minute videos for Instagram. And yeah, long form shit, and then turn into 1-minute videos. You know, and like with YouTube, the thumbnail matters. And I would even, like, obviously even with Instagram, the thumbnail matters in my opinion. Title, thumbnail, most YouTube creators spend more time on that than making the actual video. You know, and like, I mean, I just think unless you already have a follow, I think it'd be better suited for most people to treat YouTube secondary but focus hard on Instagram for the time being unless something changes, because Instagram is hot. It's where everybody is. And unless that pendulum shifts, like, I don't know if YouTube's going to overcompensate for that and people are going to come back. At least if they do, it might be in a different form of YouTube, or different types of videos will be better. I think the typical vlogging type of thing might not be the best route to go for YouTube, because everybody's been doing it for fucking a shit ton of time. Yeah. You know, so something different needs to happen, and if you can figure out what that difference is and then go all in on YouTube, you're going to win. That's what I mean by looking for trends and finding shit. But Instagram stories? Instagram stories are 15 seconds, but you can post as many of them as you want. YouTube videos, you can fucking go for 24 hours if you want. It's just going to take fucking forever to upload. And equipment needed to do good videos, in my opinion, so you can rapidly produce this shit, is for editing. I believe in ScreenFlow 100% because it has a lot of options. As far as you see that I can record my screen and make the Instagram videos, I can also edit the entire video in ScreenFlow, and it's super easy interface to learn.
Isn't Camtasia like the
Camtasia, yes, Camtasia is the Windows version of ScreenFlow. So if you do not have a Mac, use Camtasia. if you do see yourself passionate about video and wanting to make like these epic creations, like you see music videos and stuff like that, it would be a better idea for you to start on something like Final Cut or Premiere Pro. But you're still not going to be able to record your screen. You're going to need ScreenFlow. And ScreenFlow is $129. I think Camtasia is a little cheaper. I think it's like $99.
It was like 200.
It was 200? A little more? Oh, damn. Interesting. Well, either way, yeah, ScreenFlow or Camtasia. Cameras. I mean, honestly, stories, if you have an iPhone or 7 or better, you got a really good camera. It's just if you want to make edited stories like I do, the only qualm I have with using a phone is they don't have image stabilization. So if you're not good at filming, it's going to be like all shaky. And that's the worst thing for people watching your shit, to like bob their head and like a seizure. As far as like, to combat that, I use a GoPro Hero 5 Black. I actually went so far as to get my own mount 3D printed and made, spent about $1,500 on it, and still trying to figure out if I even want to sell it or not. But if I never do sell it and you want to use the GoPro Hero 5, this is a $20 lanyard mount that your GoPro fits into. My Hawaii story, which many people have told me is the best story I've ever made, was filmed entirely on this. I was literally holding my camera like this for everything. Wrapped around my wrist because I was swimming with fucking sea turtles. So when I bought this, I was like, man, maybe I didn't even need that fucking mount. So if everybody wants to see it, this is, this is like all my shit that I pretty much never leave home without. This is the Hero 5 mounted in the vertical mount that I had made. And the reason you turn it vertically is because stories are filmed vertical aspect ratio. Profile videos and YouTube videos are filmed horizontal ratio. So if I want to use my GoPro to film that, I just use the mount that it came with. And notice I have everything ready to go. So I just switch the camera. There's no fucking around with unscrewing shit. I make it easy for myself to do that. For all the talking videos that you see, I've been using this camera now for like almost a year and a half. It's a Canon EOS M3. I'll write that down. I think they have a newer version. One thing is with the GoPros, the audio is fucking terrible. So only use the GoPros if you don't plan on talking and you're just doing the POV and showing what you're doing. The second you talk to a GoPro, it sounds like it's just really weird. This EOS M3 is a mirrorless camera. It's got detachable lenses, and I've never bought another one besides this one. Yeah, this is exactly how it came. I bought this with the microphone and this bracket for, I think it was like $450. And the reason you have to have the bracket is because the microphone mounts here, but when you're talking to yourself, you want to have it like that. And I recommend you wear sunglasses or train yourself to only look at the lens, because you don't want to be looking up at the screen and then people have no idea what you're looking at and you're still talking.
Like me, when I try to record myself, my eyes were like all over the
Yeah.
place.
And even with your phone too, a lot of people fuck up on their phone too. Like, look at the lens. Don't look at yourself. Look at the lens. Just because you want the eye contact for authority. And then there's another camera too. You can find these for pretty cheap now, I think, on probably eBay or Amazon, like used ones. Canon G7X. If you had to buy one camera that was okay for everything, it'd be the Canon G7X. The audio isn't the greatest because it's not external like that one, but it still works really good. And it takes really good quality pictures too. This takes okay pictures. Like the G7X is kind of like an all-around camera, and it's really small too. But it's $700, I think. And then for audio is a Zoom H1 audio recorder, and mine's right there. And that looks like this. All I did, I used this, I put it in my pocket. I bought this furry little microphone thing and lapel mic off Amazon for $20. It plugs into the side. I mean, I'm using one now, which is going to that camera, but this will record straight into my pocket. And I have audio, like perfect audio.
So you don't have the mic hooked to the camera?
If I'm using this one, like if all the ones I'm posting on Instagram are just this, I'm just talking.
Just for that external, so you don't have
If
the
I,
mic.
yeah,
The
I,
ability to hook up?
no.
Okay.
This, like to do this, like to use the Zoom H1 in sales videos and things where I want perfect audio. I run this, I turn it on, I put it in my pocket, it's clipped to right here. And the reason you have this furry thing is because if it's windy, the last thing you want is wind noise. And then like usually for those videos, obviously Savannah's holding the camera walking backwards following me. But before, like she'll hit record, or I'll turn this on, she'll hit record and I'll clap 3 times. That way when I take the audio and I put it in to ScreenFlow and I take the video, I can match up the audio spikes. And then you delete the audio from the camera and you join the two together. And if you have, like there's YouTube tutorials that tell you how to do that. Just say sync audio and ScreenFlow. And it's like a 4-minute video. It's really fucking easy. And that way you get perfect audio every single time. Now you could do that if you wanted to, the extra step for the Instagram videos, but I try to just do them spontaneously and fast. And nobody's complained about the audio on those. I mean, I'm sure someday they will. On longer form content, like for YouTube and stuff, audio is like the biggest thing. People hate shitty audio. On Instagram and stories, you kind of get away with it because it's not that long. But if you're watching like an hour of somebody talking and the audio is cutting in and out and it's scratchy and it's low and people are constantly like, if it like jumps in, it's like, ah! You know, be mindful of all that when you're like, because for long form shit and like sales videos, that's enough shit that'll make people hit fuck you and turn away. But even so, like all of this, like GoPro is like $200. I probably have, and actually the Hero 5 is about to get really cheap because they just released the Hero 7. Like, so that's gonna, this thing that was $300 will probably be $200, probably within the next like week. I probably have an extra $50 in mounts and brackets, and this camera altogether was like $400, and the audio recorder was $100. So you're talking like $800-900 in gear that I've bought over the course of, 2 years, and I'm still using the same shit. Like I don't see a need to upgrade anything. And yeah, that's pretty much, I think that is all I have for video. And then this thing too, like I said, that little lanyard guy. And I have a mouthpiece too, that goes in my mouth, and like it's like, so when I'm riding, if you guys see me, like I'm holding the camera in my mouth. Yeah, it's like do I have that one over there, babe? The mouth one?
Yes, you do.
Can you throw it to me? Let's see. So put the camera in. Hold Chandler. She'll touch it and mess with it. But that's how I get that. And this thing was like $10. Yeah, $1,500 for this mount though, if anybody wants to buy it. But yeah, so that's it for video.